My husband's Hummer was in an accident, an H1 Hummer, and AM General doesn't make all of the parts for some of the older Hummers. Certain people and companies do fabricate parts for the older Hummers, so when my husband went to look for these pieces that hold the dashboard in, they're called Princess Chair Dash Grommets. He went to look for some. He found them on eBay. This was about 2 months ago. But for a set of 7, they cost over $200. Since I already mold and make things with resin, we thought it a good idea to just take this small piece, find one good one first of all, and mold it and make some so that he wasn't spending that kind of money to replace his pieces. Now since then, there is a company that sells 3D printed grommets, and they look sturdy. They have a lifetime guarantee. He just didn't like the look of them. He really just wanted something closer to the original grommets that he already had. Almost all of them were destroyed. There was one that was salvageable. It's not perfect. There are definitely flaws in it, but it was good enough to make a mold and reproduce some of these grommets. This isn't a tutorial on how to make a mold or mix and pour resin. It's just, I thought it would be a nice tutorial because, especially with older car parts, it's nice to know that if you do have a piece that you can mold, you can replicate pieces that are discontinued or that you can find online but they're really, really expensive. The 3D printed grommets were not that expensive, but again, he wanted something that looked more like the original grommets. And I've had to play with alcohol ink to get the color right because the shade of green the original grommets is a kind of army green color. So I've had to play with the mixture to try to reproduce that shade of green. And it's not perfect, but again, it's close enough at this point. So I've already got the mold. I mix the resin for 30 seconds. I have to pour it pretty quickly after that because it starts to cure after it is thoroughly mixed. So I mix it and then I pour so many drops of each color in. Right now I'm working with 2 black, 3 green, and 1 slate gray. Then I pour the resin into the mold and wait 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, it's a good time to go ahead and take the cure out because it's soft enough that it'll come out of the mold fairly easily. And I can take a little X-Acto knife and trim away some of the excess on the edge. After sanding it down and letting it fully cure, it's not perfect. It's definitely not the exact same color, and there are some flaws, but they're mostly on the back where you wouldn't see them anyway. You see the front of the grommet as you're sitting in the Hummer, but you don't see the back, so that's okay.